Why would you bring it up if you can't even remember it?
No, wait.
Is it because you're trying to do what Drudge does? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I want you to link from me to this actual. It's makeup cam. This thing makeup cam, but it does more than makeup. You can do a total body lift, a face lift. I mean, it will change everything about you. And I know we're on now. So.
But only on the camera. Only on the camera. Not in real life.
But you can send this picture then, whoever you want to, and be like 30 pounds lighter in your face.
So are you and Sam going on social media with this now? You're finally going to get more involved so you can just post these fake pictures of you?
See, fake news, fake pictures.
Yeah. The Cindy Cochran Show.
That's exactly That's right.
That should be your new tagline.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you feel anyway. It's so funny. Anytime I say something with any kind of, authority, I see Richard immediately go and Google what I've said to make sure what I'm saying is true. And I understand. I totally understand why I'm glad that you do and that you correct me and say, Cindy, that's not true. But you do it on the air. But I normally what I say, I don't make the stuff up. I don't make it up. I just need to, inform people what my source is so that they'll believe me. But see, I'm so old though. The sources is so bad. Why is this guy this guy's putting a, we're looking through the window.
I got to change the camera.
You got to change the camera. What is this about? It looks like he's trying to put a mask on. He's going to go in and rob.
A scarf?
Yeah, it's a scarf, but he put it across his, his whole face.
This is great. This is, highly unethical right now.
It really is. And we're not going to be able to
what we're trying to do is, you're listening right now, you need to subscribe to Cindy's YouTube.
Yes.
Because that's the only one she deals with.
Right.
And that's where she's posting her videos.
Uh-huh.
But she takes about a week after I post them, she still takes a week to get them done.
That's not true all the time. That's not true all the time. It is not. But when you're looking through this, we have a glass window right between us.
We already talked about this.
No, we didn't.
They know we have a glass window.
Maybe you heard. These are new people that are coming in and listening and going like, "What are y'all talking about?"
Well, we just spoke about it like 4 minutes ago.
No, but between Conroe Coffee and ourselves, and so
that's who was making out. That's what I was trying to tell the story.
Okay, but now we're still talking about the same window.
He's not making out
that he was talking about, and there's a guy in there, and this guy in there is putting the scarf over his face, and we thought it looked very, nefarious. So I'm just feeling like. No, but he sat down. He was just trying to get around his neck and be warmer. But anyway, now you made me totally forget. Anyway, that's what we have. You can go into Conroe Coffee and look over and see us doing the show and seeing how in depth it is that what happens on this in our studio. So anytime you want to do that, come to Conroe Coffee and look through the window and watch us. Rear window. Okay, guys, we will be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio. We'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Hey, this is Cindy. Just wanted to thank you personally for listening. Remember, live is even more fun, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. And if you or someone you know would like to sponsor The Cindy Cochran Show, please message me on my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show.
Oh, you ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back. Yeah, we're so back. Yes, we are. Listen, you're listening to The Cindy Cochran Show, and lucky you. We're so happy that you're listening. We know you have a choice, and we appreciate you coming on board. And if you're listening to us through Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1, and you may say, why are there two different numbers? And you're in this area. You're just in the Conroe proper area. Why two numbers? Well, because we have going out toward the lake, going north, near Willis, Waverly, is 104.5, where you get a really clear signal as you drive into Conroe. 106.1 becomes the signal of choice. And so that's cool. And I just can't believe every morning I can wake up and turn this on, and there the station is on the radio. And but a lot of people still want to go to the computer and pull it up, and there you are. And it sounds great, but you can go on the phone. We've got an app that you can put in, and there you are listening live whenever you want to, wherever you go. Go past the ranges, the borders of the FM, and you can listen to us. And globally, we're on irlonestar.com on the computer, and just pull it up and say, listen live right now, and there you are. So you can listen to us all the time, everywhere. And if you miss one special word that comes out of this program, please go to YouTube and search the Cindy Cochran Show, Cochran. You just put Cindy in, and of course, Cindy Crawford comes up first, and then my name. But that's what...
Oh, that's not the app that you're using?
What? What?
To make you look better?
No. You see, you messed me up. There's an app. It's Makeup Cam, I think is what it is. Makeup Cam. Try Makeup Cam. And if that's not right, I'll find out. But my daughter showed me this morning, and that's almost why I was late, because you get involved in this, and you can make your whole body thinner. It's just amazing. You put the arrow on whatever place you want to pull in, lift up, or do whatever. And it happens, and you can contour your face. You can, once you take a picture, you can put makeup on, and it'll give you whatever color eyes you want, and even eyelashes. And it is just amazing. And it's so much fun to play with, and you can take existing pictures and do all the same thing. And maybe this has been there for years, and I just found out about it, but it's so much fun. So any of you need something to do this afternoon or something like that, try and find that app and play with it. It's really fun. So I'm gonna take a picture of Richard and take it home and see what I can do with him, and it'll be great. And then I'll post it. No, I'll ask you first, Richard, before I post it. I think I even have a picture already that I could play with and make you whoever you want to be like. If you want to have a Donald Trump hairdo, you can do anything on this thing. It's amazing. So anyway, I got to tell you something. Richard is like the techie guru. He's the one that runs the station, puts it together, and it is his station, the irlonestar.com. And so he knows everything. And he always makes fun of my being so inept with the technical side of the computer, or the iPhone, or anything. But I thought my iPhone had gotten stupid, and it just lost it. Because when I do voice text, it didn't even make sense. I was like, what is this? It looked like it was a different language. Come to find out, it was. My thumb is too fat for whenever I push on the microphone so that I can do voice text. It grabs the world icon next to it, which gives you what language you'd like to text in. It's amazing. And so I was sending text to people that was in French, and Spanish, and all that. I wasn't really looking at it, because I had realized the voice text was so good on this iPhone 6, and it wasn't making mistakes or anything like that. But boy, the sending the different language. And so what it would do is, when it was in, French or whatever, when I would try and text something, it wasn't correcting it. It wasn't correcting the words. So you have to be so careful about your smartphone, because it will outsmart you and make you look really stupid. So I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful with your phone. And if Richard would ever say, well, Cindy, if you're having a problem like that, please let me help you with that. But he doesn't say that, because he feels like his deal is that I'm going to make you learn how to do this yourself. And so I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to do it for you.
I'm just a fan of natural selection. So if you can't figure it out, there you go. You're just going to vanish.
That is so I just realized when you said natural selection.
I'm just kidding.
That was great. No, that was funny.
No, I have a charging rate of $4.20 every minute when I'm fixing people's phones.
420?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Mm.
I think, I looked at my bank account and I had 480 in there.
Yeah, you got
this
1 minute.
morning. So I could give you, if you could teach me in 1 minute. But that's the problem is a lot of times people that are real techie, they're just too fast. They're way too fast in doing that stuff. So I don't like. I mean, if you're patient with me and you're very forgiving, that would be fine.
Probably my favorite story of fixing something is it wasn't actually anything fixing. It was when HDTV became the law of the land for Texas, where they require people to broadcast at a certain frequency for HDTV.
Right.
And my grandparents, I never wanted them to move on to like the new cable. Because you remember when cable really shifted from, you just push channel up, channel down. Mm-hmm. Then it became like you have a guide and you can push guide and you cycle through all the shows without actually cycling through the channels.
Yes.
Well, I never wanted them to do that because they would get very confused. And little did I know, and this is one of the funniest things. So when they did this whole transition, they required, if you didn't want to move to the cable box, you could get a little converter box that just converted the signal, like the antenna signal.
Right.
So it was the same standard, like you turn on the TV and push up, push down, push up, push down. Well, what it did was TV stations, if anyone didn't know how, you probably know, a little bit of the history of TV, like where you could broadcast and how.
I remember that. Yes.
So basically, when cable came out, you know how channels changed the way they set up their channel.
Right.
And they broadcasted it on cable, not the antenna.
That's right.
So they did the same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, all those stations that were broadcasting on antennas go, we got to change the HDTV, we got to do all this stuff. Well, what happened is those channels who were broadcasting on antenna were basically cheap to buy. So what would be happening to my grandparents is every time they turn on TV, a new Hispanic, a new Asian,
those are all the must carries.
Basically all foreign channels kept getting added.
Right.
And they get so confused because they keep growing. So for them to go between, they only wanted like 6 channels.
Right.
But to go between them, they're like, I don't understand why every day there's new channels on here. And I had to research because what I had to do is buy them a TV that would permanently block channels because each time they add it, you had to reblock it. And
I didn't think I didn't think that was possible because
you just got to get a smart TV, like ones that have the internet on it, that you plug in the internet to it. But it was like it took me about 2 years to figure it out.
I was going to say way back.
Because they would call me and they'd be like, Richard, they're speaking another language again, and I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, oh, great.
I think I'm bringing in Brazil. But I see, this is so fascinating to me. Maybe it's to you how cable in Houston, Time Warner, well, it wasn't Time Warner. It was a weird Amex. I think it was Amex Warner. Anyway, until Time Warner took it over. But in the very beginning, when Warner came into Houston, they laid all the cables were underground. They laid all that, and then they also had it where you had a cable that went into your box, and it came into your remote. Now, this was so strange because they thought they were like on the edge of edginess, and this is the future of TV. Can you imagine having a remote and tethered to your TV? And what they did was they did this so they could have interactive TV, and they were planning to have shows on, so they would ask the audience what they thought about that, and they could then say yes or no or whatever. And this was a huge, huge expense. And Warner had it looked like, if you'd ever seen Channel 2, looked like their studio to do cable production, and they had all the finest production in the world. They had the jibs, they had all the stuff, and they were going to mass produce all these shows and have it interactive with people, and it just did not work. No, number one,
you should go see Channel 12 today.
Channel 12.
Go or 12, Channel 2.
Channel 2.
Go to the actual physical location and ask for a tour.
Why?
It's a ghost town.
I was going to say they hadn't changed anything.
It's creepy. You go in and The only reason I was there because their tech guy, I
Mhm.
wanted to ask how they live streamed and how they did all that stuff because they do a pretty good job. So I was like, "Can I come check out your stuff and see what you do?"
Oh, yeah.
And so he was really nice. Of course, tech people are really nice if you're a tech person too. But if you're a grandma, you're just like, no way. Well, anyway, we go there,
Okay.
and he's like, I'm just kidding. He's like, "Do you want to see the broadcast room?" I was like, "Yeah." And so imagine the Johnny Carson show or like the Big Band show. What was it called? Like what the Beatles were on. I'm talking about the old style television where there's a huge room they're in, and there's like an audience and
American Bandstand?
American Bandstand.
Yeah.
So Channel 2 has a room like that, and that's actually
Right.
where they do the news.
Right.
And you go into this room, and there's pulleys and all sorts of cool equipment, but nobody's in there. It's literally the 3 hosts and robot
Yeah, that's
cameras.
right. That's
and this
right.
whole huge empty room. And I'm like, this is so creepy. Like,
Oh,
they have spotlights on them, but you see the robots just kind of moving around, and it was pretty surreal because
everything that they're showing behind the.
well, can you imagine going to work there, like being a host, and like I gotta sit in this chair. I'm talking a warehouse room,
Mhm.
not just like the coffee shop plus
I've been there.
the studio.
I know what
It's
you're
a
talking
warehouse
about.
room, and it's just you
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I made a joke to the tech guy. I was like, "You better just lock the doors on these guys because there's only 3 of them."
Right,
And they're like,
right.
"What are they going to do? They walk all the way across the room, and try to figure it out?" Because it'd be pretty. Because you can't talk to anybody while in there.
Well, the cameras when they first built that, the cameras were on these huge. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
the old cameras, and how big they were? And they had to have guys. You had to be a cameraman because to try and move them around.
That's sexist.
It is, but that's what it was like way back in there. And those cameras, like imagine now it's come to a robot because they only had like 3 shots they were going to get anyway, and
Yeah.
so the movement
Oh no, these
could all be
things.
tracked.
And then I went into the control room where they were doing controlling the robots stuff. That was cool. That
Yeah.
was really neat to see that whole process. But they're just like any other newsroom, just fewer people.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is the room where the reporters are? Did you go in there?
Yeah, they were really nice too. Basically, they edit and do all of their projects.
Mhm.
They themselves. So that lady you see reporting on this like horrible homicide, she went there, edited, like shot it,
Mhm.
took it back to the studio, edited it, put the overlays on it, and made it.
Well, New York One was the first one who started that, where they would bring their camera. The reporter had to bring the camera out, set the shot up, and get in front of it. Do the
Yeah,
story.
they did it.
And they come back and
I was
edit
impressed.
it. Yeah. So you had to know more than just be a pretty
Well,
face.
not even that, but like what's funny is I was talking to this one reporter, and this is kind of when you don't know what technology is.
Mhm.
Is the tech guy was showing me how he was trying to help them set up where they can just edit everything on site, like in the van,
Right.
and just send it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them didn't know how to do that. They're used to like the tape and all that kind of stuff. So they bring in the tape, and they had to wait their turn on the tape deck and stuff like that. And it was just kind of like, I was sitting there like, why don't you just do this remotely? And they're like, oh, well, I haven't figured that out yet. I'm like, that would cut like 3 hours of your
Right.
Can you imagine
Right.
driving in Houston all the way, like something horrible happened on the southwest side? Well, I got to drive all the way on the northwest side to get back to Channel 2 and all that stuff. And it was pretty remarkable what these people do. And the news isn't even that good. So
No, Bob Allen and I went to do a story. He was doing a story on a skater and showing what he was going to do. And he says, "Hey, you want to be a part of this? You want to do this stuff?" And it was like, no, but they have to do things so fast. You have to be really fast to be able to get through that stuff and to do it. And my hat's off to all of them. Listen, guys, we'll be right back. Do not go away. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Remember, live is better. And if you can, join me Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and interact live on the show through my Facebook page. Let's get your morning started.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for being here. Cindy Cochran Show is Monday through Friday, and we're 10 to 11, and we're live. And so we hope that you join us and give us a chance, just not more than one show, but 2 or 3 shows, or maybe the whole week. You might go like, I get her. This is okay. I understand what she's trying to say. And maybe that's all you need. Some of you are going to get it really quick. But we do things that are just, sometimes it's very casual, very laid back. And then sometimes we'll do guests that we'll do interviews with. And they'll be fun interviews. I always like to take the side of what somebody out there in the audience would be asking these questions. And how many times I've listened to so many shows and go like, why didn't you ask them this? What's wrong with you? So I love interviewing people. I love that because I like to see not the thing that they will come in with talking points and all that, but I like to get the face of the person on whatever project or whatever charity or whatever they have going on or business, who they are, who really they are. And hopefully they always walk away and say, that was fun. That was fun. I got to talk more about the things I always have to talk about over and over and over again. And speaking of that, it's so interesting that the Republicans, here they are. They get their first chance, first day out the block. Here they are, and they've been talking about how many things they're going to have done and get done on this first day, and they decide to gut the ethics committee, and and Donald Trump comes out and tweets to them that you got so many more things to worry about that are much more important than that, and get on healthcare, get on the building jobs and all that. So it was so interesting to watch them turn and do their reversal. And today they've come out and are talking about the Obamacare repeal, because a lot of people have said, okay, we don't know how you're going to do this. And if you're like, in my family, I have people that had I think it was a 45% jump on the premiums. And so I was listening to this to find more information about how they're going to do this and what's going to happen, what they're going to retain, what they're going to lose, and all. And I agree that I think that the competition should, in just, in the way that you look at competition, usually prices could drive, the competition drives prices down because they're trying to be the ones that everybody comes to. And if that stays the case, if it hasn't changed, history hasn't changed any of that. But I think that what they're trying to do is they're working with the insurance companies who are leaving Obamacare left and right, and doctors who are leaving their practice and all. They're trying to salvage this and bring it back together again. And so many people are so mad about it. And they don't want to interrupt. They kept saying today, they do not want to interrupt any of the coverage or people that are having a difficult time affording any kind of insurance or just don't have insurance, that those people that have Obamacare not to be interrupted with the care that they're getting right now. So they're trying to get that figured out, and they will because they've got to. They have to do that. Before they totally repeal everything, they've got to have something to replace it with. And that is, what we know so far, it seems, is that they're going to erase the lines of where insurance companies can try and get you to come over to their side. You can go now shop. You'll be able to shop everywhere. But people that are getting ready to make that next payment, it's come due. Like, do I go ahead and make the payment, or is this going to happen so that I don't have to make this payment and I just, wasted my money because it's all changed now? And so that's what's got people a little bit on edge, and that's what they've got to come out with and tell everybody, go ahead with what you have right now, and this will be a transformation, transition, that will take place, and we'll get this straightened out and be able to save you a lot of money. But that's happening. But boy, were they like, yikes, we didn't do that well, because now the news cycle is going to be all on, we decided to gut the ethics committee. And what they were trying to do they were going to, it appeared they were going to bring it back under the control of federal government, which is like the fox that's guarding the hen house. So they were going to do that. what they said was they want to eliminate so many of the rules that had come and evolved from the ethics committee. Like people could charge one of the Congress people with a crime or sexual scandal or whatever, and not have to say who they are. They don't have to give their name or anything like that. They could just call up and make that claim, and then the ethics committee would have to investigate it and call that person out, and that person would be out to the public and all that without them being able to face the accuser. So they wanted to change some of the rules and regulations inside that committee to make it more fair. But it is a committee that's supposed to be standalone and independent so that they can handle the problems that come up with people doing bad things in Congress. And we all want somebody to be a watchdog for that. But today they did a press conference about health care, and Vice President-elect Pence was there. And when he stepped up to the podium and started talking, it was so great. He is just amazing, and I think he is going to be like the guy that if Trump goes 8 years, he'll be the one. It'll be a great guy to follow up. If the Trump years go well and things get done like he said, and he keeps promises, that's that will probably help him get reelected. And now that the people understand they have power to, people came out of, the rural areas and all the places that, were not looked at as important places to be and to be campaigning. And Trump seemed to find them. So now the Democrats and they, as well, they should be figuring out where we need to go next time this happens and what's going to be our strategy, which is totally changed. And everybody understands that the news cycle, the newscasters, everybody is taking a second look at this and understanding we didn't get this right, even though they're still whining and complaining about it. I don't get that. Like, guys, come on. Let's move on, because they're going to make people sick of it. People are only going to take so much of this, and and they'll quit watching your station. They'll quit watching it. You got to be uplifting, because everybody really does want. It seems like to me, and if I'm wrong, I know you'll let me know about it. But it seems like to me, everybody's wanting, desiring to be happier, to be more cordial. That they want things to go well. They're looking for it, and so in anticipating something like that, it puts you on lifts your spirit. Like, okay, things are going to get better. It's looking up. We have change. We have things that are not going to be status quo anymore. And we can look forward to something going on. And if the politicians don't deliver on this, they're going to lose this window and this honeymoon and all that stuff. They'll lose it quickly, because the people demand this, happening and instant gratification type of sense of thing, that we're ready for a change. We want something to happen good. But I just noticed in going out and talking to people that there is so much optimism, and I love it. I love that, because we have control over that. You have control over how you react to things. And when the news anchors finally figured that out, that why not be more hopeful and look forward to things and reporting, and I don't mean reporting just only the good news and that kind of thing, and not investigating and making sure, like when GM comes out and says that they're going to do an expansion of their facility here in America, and that they're going to put more money into that, and that they're not going to invest in the new company they were building in Mexico. They're still going to be in Mexico, because, like we were talking yesterday, and Richard brought up that they want to import to globally from someplace, and that's the best place for them to do it. And so they're still going to do some things there, but they have gotten to the point where they see that there's going to be a better environment for their business, and for them not to be so restricted by regulations, and the tax breaks and all that are coming. And so they decided that they would invest in this in an existing company here in the United States and bring on more jobs and all that. And so that's really exciting. But of course, the media wants to come out and say, that was already in the works. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. That has, they go on and on and on. And if Trump doesn't get the glory for it, who cares? I mean, the fact that it's happening, and if the CEO stands there and says it's because of the potential Trump deregulating some things that would get the foot off their neck from the government about being able to expand and it not being so ridiculously expensive. So anyway, I think that's exciting, and why not just be happy about it and report the good news of it. And if Donald Trump takes credit for something he shouldn't take credit for, of course you should, call that out. A lot of people are mad because he's going, he's going one person to one person, and that instead of doing it, just make all the regulations for everybody. But I think what he's doing is he's getting it started. The ball is rolling now, and it looks like it's rolling in the right direction. Okay, you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we're going to be right back. So you don't go away, because this is real reality radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Hey, if you like listening to the show, why not be a guest on the show? Just message me on the Cindy Cochran Show Facebook page, and we will arrange your appearance in studio or interview by phone. It's going to be so fun.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening today. And hopefully that some of this will be recorded. Do we record any of it? Is it going to be up? We'll be able.
Well, I mean, it depends if you do it. You're not really doing what you need to be doing, Cindy. You're going to get in trouble.
Is Richard not just, so transparent here? And this is real, but how mean he is to me. But I do not do that all the time. It's just been a difficult week. Richard, you've got to be understanding sometimes as a boss.
You smell that?
What?
It smells like BS to me.
What? You're not allowed to say that on my show. That is not true. I just wish that you would just once in a while be a little more understanding about whenever I say something. But that's I don't want to have to bring that to the listeners, because they would feel so sorry for me and be upset with you. I don't want them to be upset with you, because you're such a good guy. You're really
I'm supposed to be the bad cop in this relationship, Cindy.
Really? Oh, really? That's what you think. Okay. Well, fine. Go to Bloomberg and look at George Lucas, because he can't give away his $1.5 billion museum away. He just can't give it away. So I don't know if you knew about his museum. Do you know about it?
Like his Star Wars museum, or
his Star Wars museum? He can't sell it. Can't give it away.
Well, he probably wants a lot of money for it.
$1.5 billion. That's what I said.
Oh, well, that's probably why he can't give it away.
The real estate's so high. See what I mean? That's the only way I can distract Richard from telling me things that are bad. Is start talking about Star Wars. But listen, guys, I really do want you to go out, because this has been a very slow news day. Go out and talk to people about, sponsorship. I really, I don't want to beg or anything like that, but I do need to look at some more sponsors, and I need to get out and myself and go sell these sponsors. That would be great. But selling sponsorships, we need to have somebody come on the show and say, here's the best way to sell a sponsorship. First of all, have a really good product, and like going on the Shark Tank. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I can totally imagine you on Shark Tank.
And say, I've got a great
No,
product.
I can see you be like, one second. Let me find this. Oh man, I forgot. Okay,
What was that guy's name?
Let me find it. I'm a radio host, but I'm on TV too. So,
but it's not really.
But it's not. Like I look into the camera, but I'm not supposed to.
And it's not even on. But the sponsorship is so important, especially in community radio. And we do a great deal for the community because we have a lot of, we have charities on. We inform the community when things are happening, like tomorrow is the first Thursday of the month. And what happens is the farmers market right over there at the corner of Metcalf and Main. See, that's right. And the name of that park.
Are they sponsoring? Because you actually got that right. I was impressed.
Finally. I'm going to go back and listen to this over and over and over again. But they are having the farmers market. And so they have a lot of different people that come in and do things. They have music and all that. So it's not just going in and seeing if they have better tomatoes than Kroger has or whatever. But it's fresher because it's coming straight from the farm. And they just pick them. They put them in the box. And they come in and no, now that may be fake news. I don't know if that's really how it happens. No. But anyway, but it is fun, and you can get the food and the music and the camaraderie and just be out in this beautiful part of downtown Conroe. And so I have done my PSA for the farmers market that happens every first Thursday of the month. So I know that...
as if you should try to get them to be your guest tomorrow.
What? You think I should?
Why not?
Well... because isn't it Margie's the representative, right?
Yeah, just reach out to Margie.
Just have her come on and talk about it.
Not her.
She's been here 3 days this week.
Not her. There's other people involved. It's not just
I want
lady.
A farmer. I want a farmer to come talk to me and tell me how he brings that in. I want to talk about food. We haven't had someone on here that really knows food. I'm going to stop by Cody's All-Star place and try and get him on. It's because I need someone, or a chef. I want to have a chef besides Richard. Richard is a really good cook, and he has a lot to say about that. But I want someone who does this every day for a living and explain to me why I cannot find the same butter in Kroger that I find on my plate at Landry's. Why can't I find that same butter? What's the secret? Why do they sell only to restaurants a better grade or higher quality of butter than you can get yourself at the store? I don't understand that. I want somebody to explain that.
That could be their deal.
Is that, this way it keeps people coming to us because they can't get this taste anywhere else.
We have this addicting butter.
Butter is addicting. And you know what I think I found when I cook with real butter? I don't have the same issues that with margarine. Like,
well, they're different.
Gaining weight. Well, I understand they're gaining weight, but I know they're different. But is real butter better for you than margarine? Would it be better for you?
Better to cook with.
It tastes better.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Yeah. Is that what you used to say? I thought it was something else you had to do.
Well, I think what it is, you do Jinx, but if we both say Jinx, it's Jinx, double Jinx, and then the third one is buy me a Coke. That's
Okay.
the schoolyard rule.
It is?
Yeah. So it goes Jinx, and then if we jinx on that, double Jinx, but if we jinx on that again, that's when you say buy me a Coke.
Well, you're much closer to the schoolyard time than I am.
I'm pretty sure that's the 50s.
probably-
So
No. You know what's funny? And you're going to find this out. As you grow older, you're going to remember things so vividly that happened to you when you were so young and you hadn't thought about it in 40 years or whatever. It's the strangest thing. Like all of a sudden it comes to you like, I feel like I'm there. I know exactly what happened. Or do you think that's a sign that I'm going, or this is it?
well, I think your brain fills in its own gaps, and that story might not be true. I know that happens a lot.
What do you mean?
Well, if
You
you're
mean-
trying to remember things,
Yeah.
your brain, probably like 20% of it's true, if I had to guess. Your brain just makes up the rest.
That's not.
So it seems
no,
true.
No.
I mean,
It's
you might
only
get
recalling.
genders correct, but you might not get names or faces correct.
Well, but I mean, something that comes
No,
to
they have those studies where they get a family and they go, hey, do you remember the Christmas in 1988?
Mhm.
And all of them would give their account of like Christmas from 1988.
Well,
And every little thing would be little differences would
Sure.
be changed. Like
Well,
it wasn't Johnny who spilled the dog food; it was
Right.
really Carol.
right.
But everyone, like half of them thought it was Johnny, half of them thought it was Carol.
But don't you remember things the way you want to remember them, right?
Well,
Don't you?
Yeah.
And that if you had a bad experience with that Christmas, you just suppress it and only think it was really good. And like when somebody goes away or somebody dies, that person, they don't remember anything bad about him. They build this, great monument to someone, and you go like, I don't remember him being that way or that good. But that's how people want to believe, and it helps them get through the loss. It's okay. So don't remind them of all the really, really bad things that person did. No. And we're getting ready to leave this. I hear the music. That's the way Richard gets rid of me. Okay, guys, listen, I'm talking to Bob Smiley tonight. And if I can get him, I will let you know. Go to my Facebook, The Cindy Cochran Show, and I'll let you know what he said. He's supposed to be on the show a while back, but we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And if we don't, Friday we have Joey Sheep coming up, and we're going to talk about what's happening, what's going on in this area here. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you tomorrow. Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Thanks for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star Community Radio, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, TV, media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.